$500, $350, $150. That's just renting textbooks. These are just some of the prices that I've had to pay. Now, according to collegedata.com, it would cost $31,231 for a year at a private college, and between $10,000 and $22,000 for a public college. That's just 1 year. That's not even your associate's degree. We're all in college right now. Some of us work full-time at 1 or 2 jobs. Some of us are full-time soldiers, and some of us are full-time parents. My name is Rebecca Parks, and I am so grateful that I have the ability to use the GI Bill. Without it, I would not be in school. 1,176. That's how much it costs for 4 online classes at a community college. That's not including the price of my textbooks. The total cost for all 4 of my textbooks right now is about $250. That's only for renting them for about 2 months. I make around $1,000 a month, and I spend about $757 in bills, not including food or gas. Each month, I take 4 classes a month. I need at least $2,183, that's not including gas and food, if I wanted to stay in college and pay for it completely by myself. There's absolutely no way that I can pay for that. Without some type of aid, no middle-class American can pay that. The cost of education is overbearing, and it's ridiculous. It makes it nearly impossible for people to get an education. Probably one reason as Americans are not as smart as we could be is because of this. But with free education, what is the price that we have to pay? What are the side effects? The U.S. is actually one of the only countries that actually charge for education. Germany, for example, tested out charging educational fees. According to CNN, Germany temporarily set out fees that didn't reach over $630 a year. However, when the youth saw that they were going to be charged $630 a year, they were discouraged from continuing their education. Their education went down, and after 8 years of the experiment, Germany now gives free education, not only to its people, but to travelers. The only thing the travelers have to do is speak the German language. Now, but what are the consequences of a free educational system? An average German worker pays about 43% of their own income to taxes. No, but wait a second. Before we get upset, how exactly does this raise in taxes affect the world, their world? According to PBS.org, when I plugged in on average what I make in the United States, I would get about $174 taken out weekly, while in Germany, they take about $139 weekly. But how is that possible? How can this be? How can taxes be higher than the United States, but Germany gets a free education and less money taken out? Well, according to Forbes.com, sooner or later this free higher education will feel free, less free, and increasing taxes will likely drive the most educated, highest earning, and most able Germans away from Germany into societies where they can actually take home their income. This will reduce the tax cachet and start to decrease the deficit, more than the added taxes revenues, more than a professional society will add to it. However, with this increase in taxes, there's an increased standard of living, right? Actually, no. According to Numbera.com, a gallon of milk averages around 75 cents compared to the United States price of $2.87. So wait a second, their taxes are higher, taking more out of their paycheck, but the prices of items are lower, meaning what they get out of their paycheck is enough. In America, 30-plus-year-olds get stuck behind the counter at a McDonald's because they lack the funds to have a career. I'm blessed to have my father's disability in GI to once again gain a career and use McDonald's management as a step stool. But other people aren't so lucky. Less taxes taken out of Americans cost universities up to $30,000. Compared to Germany's high taxes, lower cost of living, and free education, what are we missing here? When the U.S. students are charged tuition fees, what are the consequences they face? Students who take out loans can spend up to 20-25 years paying them back, just the loans. That's not including silly things like rent and water and food. Jobs that they have now, because of these careers, they don't pay enough to pay back these loans and rent and food. So what do the people really want? Do they want this free education? Do they want the higher taxes? What do they want? Well, according to several Corinthian colleges in the report by CBS this morning, free education is a right and a need by the American people.
Fraud, and that's very important. They are saying not only is which there was no way that we could repay. They're relying on a little-known part of the Department of Education, Higher Education Act, which says if there's fraud, students can discharge this debt. Why do you think this story is so interesting? Well, I think what it raises is this larger issue of student loan debt. Now, what we know is there's about $1.2 trillion of outstanding student loans. Now, most of these are federal loans, but these loans are notoriously difficult to discharge, even in cases of bankruptcy. You think you declare bankruptcy and you wipe the slate clean? Not so. What's interesting about this case, Corinthian colleges actually used bankruptcy law to their advantage to get the government to kind of help bail them out, but the students had no recourse, and I think that paradox is a very interesting one.
But they were already under investigation by the
and,
Department of Education.
Yes, and so they were under investigation for some of these.
Apparently, these loans on these Corinthian colleges were way too much for them to pay back. $3 trillion. $3 trillion for an education. The McDonald's worker paying $1,200 a year? It's ridiculous. These students' loans are way too much for the young adults to pay back. $3 trillion is way too much for an education. It's a punishment to get an education. With this common sense, will not get paid easily, even with time. According to bestvalueschools.com, it can take up to 25 years to pay off a loan like this. There's a high cost of living, the country just now coming out of recession, student loans pressing on the young grad shoulders. This is way too much to be pressing on a middle-class American shoulders. But with free education, what do we get? According to benefitofnet.com, with free education, more people will grasp opportunity. There are so many people that can barely make it through high school. Some people don't at all. But we live in a world where kids have to drop out to get a job to support their families. Now these kids can go back and get an education. They don't have to care about which college. They can go to any college they want to, any dream they can pursue. Money is no longer an issue. We have smarter people, more educated people, there will be more things invented, less things destroyed, less war, less poverty. The country will grow as a whole. There are equal opportunities to everyone. As Benefit.net quotes, there is a lot of untapped, undiscovered talent and intelligence lying covered under the impoverished and destitution. Free education opens up the doors of opportunities to these talented people. Cost will no longer be a problem. Education will be a must, not a worry. The idea of how can I afford this will no longer be a problem. Students can focus on their career rather than how they can afford something. So what would the world really be like with free education? When you graduate high school, you can go to any college you want to. You don't have to worry about how much is it going to cost, how are you going to afford this. You can go anywhere you want to. You can go and try for anywhere. The only thing that students in high school will have to focus on is their qualifications. They will have better, brighter futures now with more doors open. And once again, money doesn't have to matter anymore. And where they come from does not matter. No longer will you have to hope and pray for scholarships and tuition assistance. Any college, your education in your hands. No longer is money a problem. This world is a beautiful place. Having an education should not be something that nearly kills a student's piggy bank for a huge portion of their lives. Education should be free. Most countries overseas, such as Denmark, Argentina, Germany, Brazil, Turkey, Scotland, and so many more, offer this. And their country isn't in depression or even just coming out of a recession. These people are educated, living happily, and still have their culture to thrive on without the crushing weight of debt. Today, Americans need to speak their mind. We want education. We don't want to be punished for wanting one. Education should not come with a price. Everyone deserves a chance to learn and better themselves for their community. Thank you.